Right, it's a little bit out of focus. Right, there we are. You can see it's now silver where I've tinned. I've added a little bit of flux. I bought some flux the other day. Says it comes in a metal tin, but it's plastic. I wish these people would put on their websites when they're selling a product the truth instead of lying about what it is, or not updating the site. Originally it would have been a metal tin, and that's why I bought it, because it said it was in a metal tin, but never mind, it's still flux I suppose. So right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find me, got some coils of wire here at the back here. Going to find one a suitable thickness. I think that's the finest one, is it? That's 33 SWG 36. That's the finest one so far. And what's this one? 30. I'm just comparing it, what it looks like. Where are we? Just move that up and down, you can see. Yeah, I think that's the wire we're going to be using. You only need a tiny bit. Tiny little length. But it just won't reach. If when I put all this together and it works, so this doesn't happen again, because we're still messing on with the underneath this chassis, I'm going to wrap something around all of this, bubble wrap or something, while I'm working on it, and make it so that I can get it off. I don't know, but I want to protect it, because this could happen again. You know, these coils, they are, I mean, yes, you can rewind them, but I don't think they will ever be the same as the original. And you can see, if you look at the way the coil's been wound, it's a pattern on it. It's been wound in such a way, I mean, it's not like this, where one wire is wound against the next. This is done on in such a way that it doesn't come undone, you know, so that it holds together. And as you can see at the bottom here, they've actually put a dollop of wax on there to hold the coils in place. So to make one of these would be a nightmare. I wouldn't say it'd be impossible, but it would be a nightmare. And it would be impossible to get it exactly the right lengths and everything, and the right. And even if you was to get it right, different wire probably would have a different effect. So you know, it's going to be a lot of chewing on to get another one of those made, or make one yourself. I'll have a go at it one day, just for a laugh. That's what I bought this wire for. Have a play around. Okay, so I'm going to set that up now. I'll film my progress, okay? Right, now we're going to have a go at soldering this wire, and I've got it put in, bit of flux put on. So we're going to add our solder it on. So at least one end is attached to something, so it's not going all over the place. Not too happy with that actually. Right, that's taken a bit better. So what we'll do now is we'll stick our multimeter on that and see that we have got a connection to the terminal from the end of the wire. Double check everything, absolutely everything. So we just put our multimeter on and yeah, we have our connection. That's brilliant. Now I'm going to clean the joint with some rubbing alcohol. Before I forget, because remember flux is acid, as John pointed out, if you didn't know. I didn't know it was an acid. I do now. That's why it's more important than ever. Right, what I'm going to do is now we've got two ends of the wires, right, that have been tinned. So I'm going to turn the radio on and then join them together with my fingers and see what we get. I just check to make sure we're all connected up. Turn the radio around the right way. Make sure our wires aren't touching. Okay, it's better, our wires aren't touching. Plus and minus are separated. The speaker wires are separated. Let's zoom out the camera a little bit. I'm just going to iron. Right, I'm going to turn the radio on now.
Trading to the arms of the goalkeeper. Looks like he's hurt himself here, Cameron Jerome. He's still down on the deck inside the 6-yard box.
Right, now see what happens when we join these two wires together. Oh, this is tricky to see, these wires are so small. What I'm trying to do is twist the two wires together. It's not going to do any harm with the radio being switched on. I just can't see it. Alright, I need to concentrate more on this. I'll turn it on when I'm done that bit. I can't even see it.
As he increases into the end of the round.
Right, we have success. That's what the problem was. That's the furthest one. We've got our buzz back again.
But in those dark, depressed wartime days, people weren't so...
That is full volume.
Riptide of Dean. Yes, and oh, yes, and so Tony on the body look then. During the war. Let's get back to that. Yeah. The war is a refugee. It's cardboard and cement. Truly, could you drop the Alzheimer's about chips? Yeah, what are we going on about chips for?
That's what it was. that's our middle switch position. Oh, I like this song. But the other way, the FM, nothing. Nothing at all. So we're basically back to where we were before, which is not a bad thing. Yeah. Fantastic, I'm over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. Beautiful. Well, I am very, very pleased indeed. Right, there's something I wanted to point out, something that Doug mentioned a while back about the resistors. I was checking values of resistors and he was saying actually they're not more than 10% out of tolerance. I'm still replacing the ones that are not as close as I would like, even though they're still in tolerance, because I want the radio to have the right power going through it as much as possible, bearing in mind it's only 9-volt radio. If it was a mains radio where there's more voltages going through, I would probably, if it was like 10% out or whatever, I'd probably not replace those resistors. But these resistors that I've got for this, I've absolutely got a ton of. I mean, I really have got hundreds of them. Some of the values I've got quite a lot of. So I'm not bothered at all about changing the resistors out, even though they're probably still in tolerance. The ones that are much closer I'm keeping. That was a comment that Doug made on a video a few videos back. The other thing I want to point out are these Bradley resistors that I've got here. All of these that they've used in this radio are actually half-watt resistors, and as you've noticed I've been using quarter-watt resistors. Well, the reason why they've probably used this type of resistor or this size is because the leads are a lot longer, tend to be longer on the higher wattage of resistors. Again, like I've said just a few moments ago, I have absolutely got a ton of these quarter-watt resistors, and the quarter-watt will work in this radio no problem at all. See, on this end here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. See that resistor there? I think someone's put that in. I could be wrong. That is a 1-watt resistor. I don't think that we need to use a 1-watt resistor there. Obviously, if it's in value, I'll keep it. But I don't think there's any reason why there should be a 1-watt resistor in there. There's no way this radio is going to be putting out that kind of wattage. I don't know. I don't think so. So anyway, that's all it was. So what we're going to do with this coil is we've got a wire exposed there, and it's like a little loop which can get hooked into something. So I'm going to go and get some wax, and I'm going to protect all of this and make it so that it's safe or safer. And if it gives us a problem, I come out the wax and lift the wire off again. It's not permanent, but if you use that liquid tape When that dries, that's permanent. You can't get back in there and change it. I might want to change this, you see. But yeah, that proves my point. That wire is obviously caught on something on the bench while I was turning the radio over. And this is what's given us the problems. Okie doke, so now we're back to what we were doing before. I would hasten to guess that this is the reason why we have no FM, because the signal isn't getting through the radio. It's more or less exactly the same symptoms. So we'll have a look at these coils on the, where are we? On here. Check all these again, make sure I haven't missed anything. And then go from there. Also, I want to have a look at that switch and make sure that switch is working, because before that switch did give me some concern. Okie dokie. What else? My roast dinner's on. The chicken's in the oven. I've put herbs across the top of it with some salt, and to stick it all on I've got some cooking oil. Yesterday, in preparation so that I would have time, I soaked my potatoes, peeled them, soaked them in salty water, ready to roast. It tastes much better that way. So they're in the oven, roasting away. Then we'll get back to this radio, but at some point today I'm going to drink some beer, and I've got some nice beer I want to drink, and I might be a bit intoxicated, as to say the least. Okay, my friends, well, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to hearing from you all again, and we'll carry on with this radio. Take care.